Hello Shapes people, welcome back to the Hexagonal challenge mode. We were just about to hit a big milestone last time, and we have hit that milestone. If you want to do me the old like, comment, subscribe, that would be great. We're just waiting on this task to finish, which is progressing very slowly. While we were waiting for that, I made some extra designs. There's this cursed thing down here to get sixths out of a shape, just in case we need that. The benefit of this, of course, is that you don't need that much of an input for this. It's on one layer as well, so if we ever need 12 full belts of a sixth of a shape, then we have that now. That'll be very helpful. Okay, we're just waiting on a couple more of these, and then we can cache everything in. I did save this as a blueprint, correct? Hexagonal playthrough, cutting sixths, yes. I had a quick look as well at what would happen if you plug that into something like this, or even this. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't really work. You get sixths out, of course, you will always get the sixths out again, but the way the cutting works is they're not, it's not very uniform. So really, any mining station that is like god awful, like this one down here or this one, we can't really use them. Well, they're a very niche case. Okay, so let's cash in our tasks. You're done. You're done. Yes, give me those research points. We had a milestone. We had an operator milestone level going, and we've finished this one. Trains. Trains, in my opinion, is the best time, the biggest sea change in the game. So the best time, really, to do this. It's happening. Goodbye, forever. Time to start again, but make things less bad. There we go. So, some immediate wins we can get. I'm gonna just put this straight into the vortex so that we don't have any wastage, even though that is a very strange thing to care about, I know. It's just this belt is so long, there'll be so many shapes on this belt. So what I want to do is I want to stop this from happening. Oh my god, it's so long! Here. And let this roughly empty out. We want to spend our research points for sure on fluid miner extensions. That's the one. We definitely want this, because what we got ready to go here is lots and lots of blueprint shapes, and the bottleneck for it at the moment is fluid. So let's start right from the back here and bulk these out. These are already designed as such to do that. These will just output as much fluid as they can onto the belts, so we'll start seeing 12 lanes of belts of the fluid. But of course, bringing it in via space belt is a huge waste of time. Space belts and things like this also they count towards your platform limit. So that was 160 platform units that we now don't need. Because what we would rather do, we would rather start using trains. I haven't got a fluid train, are you joking? It doesn't give you fluid trains to start with. Control Z, Control Z. God, please. That is extremely annoying. Oh well. Well, that that shouldn't change much. But we can definitely put this on a train. So you do shape loading, make sure that the train is pointing in roughly the right direction to what you want. It's not really hugely important. Put a train stop there, put a locomotive there, put a wagon there. And then this is already set up for 12 lanes of this, so we're going to spend some blueprint points here, but that's okay. We're spending blueprint points to make blueprint points, 1,770 to get this extra. So now we've got 3 layers of this, and that is going to huge. Where did these go? Oh, I must have deleted it, and then when I did my Control Z, I must have not gone far enough back. Oh, now they're not hooked up. It's a disaster. How did this happen? Did I cut that instead? Am I being extremely dense? Did I do a Control X instead of a Control... Yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm good YouTube. There we go. That's what we want to see. Right, so the fluid needs to make its way back, because I deleted the belt and then Control-Z'd it back in, so that's going to take a little while to come back up, but that's okay. So this will give us 12 belts of blue chevrons, and this is why we've done all of this work before, to just get things designed on one level. So we'll spend a whole bunch more blueprint points as well, so this will turn those 12 belts of blue chevrons into 12 belts of 2/3 of this. You can go completely. So the space belts counts platform units, but rails don't. So providing this needs to come in roughly there. Providing your train isn't too big and long, because the trains themselves take up 10 platform units and the wagons take up 6. But it very quickly becomes worth it. And then we'll just turn this into a shape unloader instead. Make sure the rail is facing the right way around. Lug a train stop down. Make this roughly look not terrible. So this one needs a bit of work, because this can input 12 belts, but we can't duplicate this up because of the way we use the stackers. So this either needs some work, or I need to buy the... I need to spend 20 research points on this, because I have a 12 belt stacking already in my squares playthrough. But it's big, it goes into this. I mean, you can't do 12 belts of stacking over 3 layers. You just can't do it. Because the stacker can go on the first layer without a problem, it can go on the second layer without a problem, but it just can't go on the third layer. And then because, I mean, this is only... We could do some we can't do creative half mixing with this either, because the initial shape is more than a half. We would naturally lose this piece when we bring this piece in. We could do something creative with it, but it makes more sense to me to just use this big design. So that will naturally require this to be changed. So this is as far as we can progress with this at the moment. And also you need to come in a slightly different manner so that the train can actually turn around. Although, if I'm going to change this anyway... It's fine, we'll spaghettify it for now, just because we can. Stay underground for as long as possible, please, that's better. And unfortunately we're going to have to bring you around and plug you in there so that this space belt can go underneath, like so. And then instead of this being the world's longest space belt, we again can turn this into loading a train. Buttons? Suddenly forgotten everything I know about shapes. Forget everything you know about shapes. Done. Shape loading would help. This way, please. Train stop. Locomotive. Wagon. And then you do the extremely long journey. Ah, we don't have vortex loading for the trains yet, so we do need to actually unload the thing. Is this empty yet? Almost. Ah, good enough. Good enough. So we'll unload this here anyway. This way around, methinks. Train stop. Okay. So if you don't know in Shapez the trains, you don't have to worry about pathing them back, they just go on the underside of the rail. It's very, very nice and simple. Another thing this game does very well, it doesn't want you to stress too much about certain logistical issues. It wants things to be nice and easy and simple. So is this working now? It is. Mostly. Oh, are you telling me I did it again? Did I cut this? Oh my god. Okay, right. What a foolish man. Okay, so this is 12 belts of this shape. And this is how we want to do everything from now on, right? You can see here the fluid is now not the bottleneck at all. Because a space belt can take quite a lot of fluid. It can transport more fluid than you can actually use on, even with 4 belts like this. So if we need blue somewhere else, rather than bringing in a whole other section of this, we can just, you know, do this like that. But of course we're bottlenecked at the moment by this up here. Right, so let's have a look at a few things and decide what was best to do. This does not look too taxing at all. The question is do we want to start on that and unlock colour mixing? Colour mixing is obviously not a huge deal. I think what I would rather do is I would rather regain some of what we lost when we just deleted everything and start bringing in this shape and this shape en masse. Because a lot of our designs, like these two should be fine, right? We have a shape painting design. The only design I feel like we can't do very well at the moment, as I keep saying, is 12 belts of this. But realistically what we could do is, if we're absolutely desperate, is just double it up and have... I try and not design modules that are stuff like this, you know? So you go this way, you go this way, and the third layer goes this way. But it might be that we have to do that just in the short term. We only need literally 3 research points. If I'd have remembered that, I possibly would have just waited to get 3 tasks done. But I mean, are there 3 tasks somewhere insanely simple? Like, this doesn't look too bad, does it? This is worth easy points. We can do this very simply, because we have holes to thirds and we have a hole to adjacent already. No, not hole to adjacent, sorry, we have this one, adjacent to opposite, which might be overkill for this. It would probably make more sense to just 180 degree rotate it and then stack it, or even half flip it, to be honest with you. And then what goes on top of it? Exactly the same, but with triangles rotated. So not exactly the same at all. This also looks very easy. Okay, let me do that. Let me get some simple tasks done so that we can unlock the 2x2, and then I don't think I have any blueprints that go on a 3x3, and I certainly never use the L or the T-shaped ones. So once we've got this, we should have absolutely everything we need. Should, in theory. The first modest train of blueprint shapes is arriving. It's not much, but it's honest work. Whee, look at it go! So currently we have 360 in our box, which isn't loads, but 360 times 4 is some gargantuan number that no calculator could compute. The way forward, I decided, was I found this very simple thing down here that's worth 2 research points, and then this one is worth 3 research points to just put blue triangles on top of it. And we have a design for that already. So we have mining, we have our cut and keep. So 2 belts come in, 4 belts of half the shape leave, and then we have our adjacent to opposite design here. So this brings out the bow tie shape for us. So this shouldn't take too long to get 4,500 of those. We just need to then mix that with blue ones to go on top. So let me do that for you. So like this is a simple job here. We do exactly the same. It is blue triangles, right? Before I do this, yep. We do this again. It makes more sense to colour it first, doesn't it? Yes. Kind of awkward. Kind of an awkward shape, that. But that's okay. Paint. Bring the paint in over here. I love this that they've done in 0.8, the automatic tunneling. So good. It's kind of odd that you don't just start with the fluid things unlocked, to be honest with you. What am I doing? What buttons am I trying to press here and in what order? I don't know. It's possible I've played too much shapes. You already know I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, no, I genuinely really enjoying this game. Making content for it is possibly was a mistake. But, you know, that's just YouTube for you, isn't it? Right, okay, let's not get too much into this. So then this now, cut and keep. The rotation shouldn't matter because we've made sure that it works north to south, so again, this only does 2 belts in. So it might be prudent to just merge these because we're going to have a paint throughput issue, so let's just make sure that that all goes where we need it to. These always split the west and the east half of the shape, so it doesn't matter which way around you build it, providing your shape comes in the way you want it. Which is why it's always a good idea to try and build north to south, or look north to south when you're going. Is this paint coming? Yes, very slowly. God damn these space belts. So now it's painted and cut and keep, and we turn it into bow tie shape. And then, does that work? That looks odd, doesn't it? I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. Going to do it. Bring it over here. Because then we need... Ironically, we need the stacking, but we're only making 4 belts anyway, so we need this. How do we want this? We want this and this going that way. So then, space belt to here. And then when we're done, this can just tie in like this, and this one can just go up in here like this when this one's finished. It's like a batarang shape, isn't it? I don't want to call it that. Right, we're getting the pieces that we want. This is working? Should be working. I don't know why it's refusing to show me the preview of what we're going to get. seems to be a bit hit and miss whether that's when and why that's going to work, but I have faith. I have faith. Okay. Unfortunately, we need 4,500 of these and 6,000 of these. And yes, it is very unfortunate that I didn't just quite get the research points that I needed, because if we want to do huge quantities of this one and this one, we are going to need 12 belt stackers. I suppose I could get working on these. So I'll get working on this at least. And these simple ones somewhere sensible, while these 2 pin tasks are ticking up. And then once I have the big platform, we'll come back and I'll slot that into the blueprint design for you. Right, the bow ties are finished. So let's cash these bad boys in. And I mean, I'd like to carry on, but this shape, I don't have the. I haven't prepared for any more than this, basically. All right. Give me the 2x2, and then let's go back down to where the blueprints are and get this sorted for real. So the issue was stacking. So let's get rid of this. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay, bring my blueprint library up. Give me my old shape stacking thing. It's massive. It's also got some labels on that say, I haven't unlocked the labels yet for which side is the top and which side is the bottom, but that doesn't actually make any difference at the moment. So that goes there. How many blueprint points was that? Didn't actually look. That's only 12,000, it's fine. So that goes there. Unfortunately, all of these shapes are now a waste, because that then goes there. That's the output. This is all wrong. This is all wrong. That's the bottom, that's the top, that's going that way. That makes more sense. You go there. So, I mean, it looks nice enough. It's a shame that it takes up so much space. And then... so these are the thirds that we needed in the right orientation. So these need to go here now instead, which is kind of awkward. Mostly, whoops, mostly because where I've put this. But I can move this back a bit. Because then some of it goes this way, some of it goes this way. And then because we're not using... because this... splits it into... no, it splits it into thirds, and then we don't keep any of it. So this does use all of the belts. So we may have to double this up. So this will bring the thirds in, stack it all up. This will give us exactly what we had before anyway, but loads of belts of it. So we need to then do the same thing with this and this. This is a bit of a waste of space, isn't it, these rotating ones? Why didn't that copy the ramps? Is that okay on the other sides? Yes. Yes. So this certainly is not going to be enough anymore. So let's fix that now. Because this is definitely using all 12 belts. So we'll put you there, then you come in this way instead. So we still have the bottleneck on the fluid. No, we didn't. We bought that already. Yeah, bought that already. Good. Oh, I'm so good. So let's make sure that this fluid thing is all sorted. Just get rid of you. There's my old fluid full colour mining. Sometimes I call them fluids, sometimes I call them colours. Sorry about that. Oh, I was like, why is that not working? Quite obviously, why is it not working? Alright, so that should give us 12 pipes of blue paint. So what else is not doubled up, tripled up? This one. This one. Rotating, bad rotating design. Note to self, fix that. And then another stacker. Two lots of stacking, in fact. Because the thirds of this need to go on top of this shape. Oh my days. Alright, clear some space. Clear some space, folks. This one's going to be annoying. Shape stacking. So you are the bottom. So that is this. So you go in there and you go in there. That gives us that. That's correct. And then this one goes on top of it. So then again we just do this. You are the bottom now, so flip that around. Keep mashing combinations of buttons until you get the thing that you want. Still not right. Flip it. Reverse it. That's better. So then now you are the bottom and this is on the top. So unfortunately this has to come all the way up here. But that... oh, it can't go under there. Oh, it can go under there if it wasn't on a curve. Probably makes more sense to just bring it under this. No? You're not going to let me do that? Why are you not going to let me do that? Strange. Strange edge case there. Oh, it needs to be extended ever so slightly more. I bet it can't be, can it? No, it's one away. Oh, the spaghetti. This was supposed to be the end of the spaghetti. In fact, I'm just making more of it. Okay. Thank God. So everything should now be being done on 3 layers with more than enough inputs. So let's follow this through. Shapes. That turns this into a third. Do I need to make this design keep the thirds, or just destroying into thirds is acceptable? I think it's acceptable for now. Might be worse when, you know, these become a premium. But like, look at this. This mining patch is so big, and triangles is something that we know that we can get elsewhere. So I don't think keeping the thirds is necessarily an issue. This rotates them, stacks them on top of this. 12 belts of that. You're not going anywhere because you're already full down here, because then you're stacking on top of this and you're not going anywhere. You kind of are, but very slowly, because we're waiting for... we're only just getting enough of these to permeate all the way down through the line. Yeah, so we've only just hooked that up, but we're getting the 12 belts of these, but that's fine because that just comes straight from the miner anyway, so that was never going to be the bottleneck. And so then we should be getting, yes, 12 belts at the end of this shape. Hooray! So, yeah. Oh, we better check down the line as well. Yeah, so this is... Yeah, that was always fine. Fluid was fine. Yeah, we're good. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Right, let's make a map marker for this, shall we? So, create map marker. Actually, let me copy this shape code before we start. Blueprint 4 points. Oh, really? Really? Let's do this bit first. Thank you. Blueprints 4 points. There we go. So then now, wherever we are, we can come and check this out. But this is it. This is sorted. So this really is the test of everything we've been working towards so far. Making sure that all of our designs are scalable, that they work. I do have a soft spot for this 2x2 stacker thing. The way the belts raise and lower. You know, I know it takes up a lot of space and it's a lot of belts, but I do have a soft spot for it. It's got a sort of very circuit board-esque design to it. So while I was waiting for those tasks to tick over, I also started work on all the bits that we need for getting milestone 1 into the base in perpetuity. Thankfully over here there's a nice cluster of plane shapes, chevrons, triangles and teardrops a little bit further somewhere here. So this is our design that we've got before. Painting into thirds, into opposites, into bow tie shape, what I'm begrudgingly calling bow tie shape. I did manage to repurpose I remember I said before that I wasn't sure if having a design that turned half and half into missing a piece was valuable, but it ended up being valuable, thankfully, so that was good. We have the stacker here, which we now need to change, but I won't change that now because we're only using a 4-belt design anyway, but everything else is ready to go. So this turns plane shapes, cuts them in half. So do a cut and keep on 2 belts each. So this will be 6 belts and 6 belts, will obviously turn into 12 belts each of each half. This side gets rotated, this side gets painted, and then they meet up again, they'll get stacked together. I spent a long time while that task was ticking over trying to do a nice half swapper design for it. Because obviously when you've got 2 halves like this you can use a half swapper, but bring them in on opposite sides. I think it would be easily doable if I were then to also design, as I said before, a module that does stuff like this, where you bring in 4 belts on this side, 4 belts on this side, and then you do a job where you send 2 belts this way. You know, you do stuff like that, but I don't like that as a concept. And you just end up spending as many belts as you would spend on doing a big design anyway. So we'll change this to the 2x2 stacker, which probably means that this now needs to move. But that's okay. So then we've got this. This again can go on 3 layers if it needs to. And then it'll just be a case of merging that with these. So this will give us 12 belts of this. I probably should double this up because you need this shape twice. So if we're making 12 belts of this shape and 12 belts of this shape, we will actually need 24 belts of this shape, 24 belts of the chevrons to keep up. But that, as I say, is very easily done. I can just do that now, in fact, just literally plop that down there like that, and then because the fluid, now that I've got the fluid stuff that I want, full colour mining, in you go. One full set of fluid mining is enough to feed into this and this at once. Except I've put that in quite a bad spot. Because I need space for this to go under the ground. And then also what I should do is... No! Well, there will go all of those. What I should do is I should probably have a train... I should probably have a train that does both of these. So when I bring them in, I can unload the belts onto two. It really bugs me that the corners can't. Oh well, if we've lost this anyway, we may as well put this up there. So I'll unload the locomotive into two places at once on the other side, so that one lot will get stacked into the Pac-Man shape and make this, and then the other lot will just go a little bit further down the line and go on top and make this in the end. So this is going to need a lot of stack, as it turns out. But that's okay. Blueprint points shouldn't be a problem now. Why do you say that you're got shapes in? Or does that not mean that? Oh, I need to do... I've not done the final bit of this job. The output needs to be on 3 lanes. There we go. Look at that. That's a lot of blueprint shapes. Cool. So this is the culmination really of all of the work that we were doing up until now. This is like a proof of concept for really how the rest of the playthrough is going to go. We've got designs that just make it extremely easy to output onto 3 belts. I really wish you could expand this number. I just want to see it ticking up, you know? I don't care that it's in the thousands, I just want to see this number. I want number go up, number go up. Okay, a bit of a weird episode, I realise. Also, my brain's not really with it at the moment, as you can probably tell, but shapes helps to some degree. So next time we'll finish designing this one so we can bring this one in a lot. In my experience, once you can bring in the milestone shapes en masse, you get a lot of platform points and research points from this, and it kind of takes the pressure off you doing tasks for a little while. For a little while anyway. And then we'll look at some way of doing like the automating doing the tasks using some clever stuff, hopefully, if I can become that clever magically. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please let me know with a like or a comment, and if you want to see more shapes or factory games in general, be sure to subscribe. Other than that, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.